In this lesson, we'll learn how to offset animation very quickly with list controllers. A list controller is what we can call a compound controller. Let's go to learn how to use this list controller to add a quick roll to our ship flying through our scene. Before we actually use the list controller, I'll show you what would happen if we don't use it. So selecting our ship, we can go to about, let's say, frame 42. I'll go ahead and turn on auto key. For key filters, I'll make sure that everything except for rotation is turned off, since we're just going to be working with our rotate gizmo here. And I'll set the coordinate system to gimbal. This will show us the true axis of our ship, thus making it more comfortable to animate the rotation. I'll go to frame 43 now, or excuse me, 42, and I'll set a rotation key. And then going to frame 60, I'll just quickly add a roll to our ship. Now notice we're going to get some flipping here because of the surrounding keys. So with this in mind, let's go ahead and see what the list controller will solve for us. I've gone ahead and undid the key, and I'll turn off auto key. Now with our ship selected, we'll go to the motion panel. I'll scroll up. We'll go to assign controller. And again, we're just working with rotation here, so I'll go ahead and choose the rotation Euler XYZ controller. We can go to assign controller and choose rotation list. Hitting OK, we see our icon has changed, and opening this up, we see a few subtracks have been added. Firstly, at the top, what we see is our original controller. Underneath, we see available that we use to actually assign new controllers, and then we see the weight of our controller. And if we were to scroll underneath, here's where we can access, where we can set to active and even manipulate the weight of multiple controllers that we add. So to add this new controller now, we can choose available, go to assign controller, choose Euler XYZ, and now we'll want to activate it. So all of the animation offsets will be added to this. So when we double click it, it now has been made active, or we can choose set active. We can give this a name if we like. We can call this roll. If you ever would like to delete it, you can choose delete, or you can also cut and paste controllers. So that is a very nice feature as well. And then we'll see what the weight does for us. We can basically use this weight to experiment with different offsets we add in our animations. Alright, so now that we have this active, notice turning on auto key, we can go to about, let's say, frame 38 here. We'll set just a rotate key. I'll go to frame 60 now and rotate the ship. And now notice there's no flipping at all. We have this nice seamless roll. All because of us adding that new controller. So that's just one small benefit of working with list controllers, how we can quickly go in and add certain offsets that we need. We'll actually take a look later on at how we can add offsets by layering animation, which works in similar ways, but it does have its differences. I'll go ahead and also turn off auto key now to show you the weight parameter. So again, we can use this to experiment with the animation. Let's say if we didn't necessarily want to see this type of roll effect, well, we can set this to 0. Just right click the slider, see how it was before. Or we could say, oh, maybe I like the effect. I'll go ahead and set this to 100%, and there we have it. And you don't have to use 0 and 100, but I'd kind of recommend that you do, because you'll notice some type of flipping problem or flipping issue as we play back the animation. So you just want to be careful with your weight, what you set that to. I commonly use either 0 or 100%. But again, that's working with list controllers to offset animation in Max.